One man gasped, "I can't breathe," as officers crushed him into the pavement. Another begged for air while a knee stayed locked on his neck. A third was gunned down while pleading to follow confusing commands. This series uncovers the real stories behind America's most corrupt officers, the lives they destroyed, and the rare moments when justice tried and often failed to catch up.
You're not doing anything, you What the doing?
On July 17, 2014, just after 3:30 p.m., Eric Garner had broken up a fight outside a beauty supply store in Staten Island, and that should have been the end of it. But moments later, plainclothes NYPD officers approached him. They claimed he was selling untaxed cigarettes. Garner, frustrated, denied the accusation. "Every time you see me, you want to mess with me," he told them. "I'm tired of it. This stops today."
I'm tired of it. This stops today.
This guy right here is forcibly trying to lock somebody up for breaking up a fight.
Everybody's standing here. They told you I didn't do nothing. I did not sell nothing. Because every time you see me, you want to harass me.
Officer Daniel Pantaleo reached for him. Garner instinctively pulled back. Pantaleo then put him in a chokehold, dragging him to the ground. The city's medical examiner ruled the death a homicide. Neck compression, chest compression, a prone position. These were the causes. Garner's asthma and weight were contributing factors, but the core fact remained: he died during an arrest for something minor, restrained in a way the NYPD had banned years before. When a grand jury declined to indict Pantaleo on December 2014, public anger exploded. Protests broke out across New York, across the country. From Times Square to Ferguson in Oakland, people lay flat in the streets, chanting, "I can't breathe." The phrase became a rallying cry.
5 years ago, my son said, "I can't breathe" 11 times. And today we can't breathe. Because they have let us down.
The outrage wasn't just about one officer in the moment, it was a pattern, a system that seemed to treat some lives as disposable. Garner's death forced the country to look at itself, and many didn't like what they saw.
Eric Garner death played out in so many ways in this community. I would say predominantly for those of us who are minorities, we all felt like it could have been us.
In 2015, New York City settled with Garner's family for $5.9 million, but there were no criminal charges. In 2019, the federal government declined to prosecute. That same year, after an NYPD disciplinary trial, a department judge recommended Pantaleo be fired. He finally lost his job on August 19, 2019, 5 years after the incident.
He was killed on the streets!
Moments after hearing the decision, Eric Garner's daughter stormed out of the federal courthouse.
Federal cops don't want to prosecute. Nobody wants to hold nobody accountable.
Attorney General Letitia James called it some semblance of justice. Garner's daughter, Emerald, didn't stop there. She thanked the commissioner for firing Pantaleo, but promised to keep pushing. She wore a shirt that read "murderer" across the chest and demanded accountability for every officer involved. She also went for a legal ban on the chokehold that took her father's life. If you think Eric Garner's cries for help were haunting, wait until you hear what happened to George Floyd.
The man they are there to investigate lies motionless on the ground and is pronounced dead shortly after.
On May 25, 2020, a cashier at Cup Foods in Minneapolis reported a customer trying to pay with a counterfeit $20 bill. The man in question, George Floyd, sat quietly in a car nearby with two others. Within minutes, it turned into one of the most defining moments in modern American history.
Thomas Lane, a 38-year-old white man, approaches Floyd as he sits in the driver's seat of a car and pulls out his gun within seconds.
Right now. Let me see your other hand.
16 seconds later, he holsters the weapon and asks Floyd to step out of the car.
Step out and face away. Can you not shoot me, man? I'm not shooting. Step out and face.
With help from King, he handcuffs Floyd. J. Alexander King, age 27, is the youngest and the only black officer of the four.
All right, what's your name? George. George? George Perry Floyd.
King questions Floyd for about 2 minutes.
And do you know why we pulled you out of the car? Because you was not listening to anything we told you. Right, I didn't know what was going on. You listened to us and we will tell you what's going on.
Both ups and downs marked George Floyd's life. Born in North Carolina and raised in Houston, he was a towering presence, known for his athletic prowess in his youth and for his efforts to build a better future after serving time in prison. After moving to Minneapolis in 2014, he worked diligently to maintain his sobriety, care for his family, and contribute to his community. However, in 2020, he lost his job due to the pandemic and was trying to make ends meet.
Are you on something right now?
Lane and King then walk Floyd to their patrol car on the other side of the intersection. Once there, they struggle to get Floyd into the back seat of the vehicle.
I'm not picking a gun, man. Yo, I'm gonna die in here. I'm gonna die, man.
This is when Derek Chauvin and partner Tu Tao arrive on the scene. Tu Tao, age 35, American, had a history of misconduct with 6 complaints on his record, 5 and a past lawsuit for use of excessive force. Still under investigation. After Lane pulls Floyd through the car,
That day, Floyd did not fight back. He followed orders, he pleaded. But when Officer Derek Chauvin pressed his knee into Floyd's neck, even as Floyd was handcuffed, face down, and crying out, the situation quickly escalated into something far darker. 9 minutes and 29 seconds, that's how long Chauvin held his knee on Floyd's neck, even after Floyd stopped moving, even after he had no pulse, even as paramedics arrived.
they pin Floyd face down on the ground. Lane restrains Floyd's legs, while King kneels on his back, and Chauvin kneels with his knee on Floyd's neck. An arrangement illustrated in a diagram shown during Chauvin's trial. Tao does not.
The official autopsy ruled Floyd's death a homicide caused by cardiopulmonary arrest brought on by law enforcement restraint and neck compression. A second independent autopsy reached the same conclusion: asphyxia. Both reports confirmed what millions had seen with their own eyes.
The killing of George Floyd sparked worldwide protests against racism and the excessive use of force by police. Derek Chauvin, who knelt on Floyd's neck for over 9 minutes.
The murder of George Floyd shattered whatever illusions were left about policing in America. His final minutes, desperate, painful, public, forced a reckoning not just in Minneapolis, but across the country and far beyond. Streets filled with protests, vigils, and chants, "Say his name. I can't breathe. Justice for George."
Blocked the downtown 101 freeway. 40 people were arrested during a protest in New York City. In Minneapolis, the National Guard moved in as the local police station burned.
On April 20th, 2021, Derek Chauvin was found guilty on all counts: second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and manslaughter. 2 months later, he was sentenced to 22.5 years in prison. Earlier that year, the city of Minneapolis had paid $27 million to settle a wrongful death lawsuit with Floyd's family.
I wanted to thank everybody for being here and for providing the input you did. Not just the people who were in the courtroom here, but also those who provided written statements, both from the Floyd family and the defendant's family. I've read all the impact statements that were submitted earlier and listened carefully to all the input here today. And it is truly appreciated that you took the time to stay with this case and to provide me with input. I have reviewed the pre-sentence investigation and carefully considered all the facts of the case and the law, but my comments are actually going to be very brief because most of it's going to be in writing. I have a 22-page memorandum that is going to be attached to the sentencing order. And why am I doing it in writing? To emphasize the fact that determining the appropriate sentence in any case, and in this case,
Floyd's death had become more than a tragedy. It was a tipping point. His name became a symbol. If you thought George Floyd's final moments were terrifying, what happened to Daniel Shaver inside a quiet Arizona hotel was just as harrowing and far less known.
Obviously located a firearm. One of the chamber loaded, obviously. It's like a 9mm. Oh, just some syringes. How long have you been using?
I don't feel comfortable talking anymore.
You don't talk anymore? Okay.
On the night of January 18th, 2016, 26-year-old Daniel Shaver was staying at La Quinta Inn and Suites in Mesa, Arizona. A father of two from Texas, Shaver was in town on business, working in pest control. To unwind, he invited two acquaintances, Monique Portillo and Luis Nunez, into his hotel room for drinks. At some point, he showed them a scoped air rifle he used for exterminating birds at job sites. While the gun was briefly pointed out the window, someone from the hotel reported it, fearing it was a real firearm. That call set in motion a chain of events that would end with Shaver dead on the hotel hallway floor.
Stop! Stop! Get on the ground, both of you! Lay down on the ground! Lay down on the ground! Who else is in the room?
Nobody.
Nobody else is in the room?
Nobody.
Are you positive?
Nobody. Absolutely positive.
Okay. Since apparently we have a failure for you to comprehend simple instructions, I'm going to go over some of them again, okay? Can you both hear and understand me?
Yes.
All right. If you make a mistake, another mistake, there's a very severe possibility you're both going to get shot. Do you understand that?
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
All right.
What the?
Shut up. I'm not here to be tactful or diplomatic with you. You listen, you obey. For one thing, did I tell you to move, young man? Did I tell you to put both your hands on the top of your head and interlace your fingers? Take your feet and cross your left foot over your right foot. Who else is in the room?
Nobody.
Can you see the door? All right, stand by. We have contact. All right. Are you both drunk?
No.
No.
All right. So you're not going to have any problems understanding anything that I tell you, right?
Great.
All right.
Can I go to my room?
No, you're not going to do anything but come towards us. Okay. Young man, you are not to move. You're to put your eyes down and look down at the carpet. You're to keep your fingers interlaced behind your head. You're to keep your feet crossed. If you move, we're going to consider that a threat, and we are going to deal with it, and you may not survive it. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Young lady, shut up and listen. All right? You are to keep your feet crossed. Take both of your hands, put them flat in front of you. You are to push yourself up to a kneeling position. Kneeling position. Now, put both your hands in the air. Okay, crawl towards us.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Police arrived around 9:20 p.m. and, led by Sergeant Charles Langley, positioned themselves in the hallway outside the room. When Shaver and Portillo didn't respond to officers calling from the hallway, police called the hotel room directly. This time, the pair exited, unarmed, barefoot, and visibly confused.
Okay. Stop. Okay. Cuff, grab the pole.
No, Rich, pull
Pull,
this
Rich.
way.
Pull. Let me know when you're clear. Clear? No, you're not clear. You haven't frisked her yet.
You're not. You'll be in the chain till we figure out exactly what's going on, okay? Just be cool and we'll be done.
Okay, when you're done with that, lay her flat. Okay, I need one more cuff rope. Okay. Just the deal. We're going to do almost like we did before, okay? Have a seat. Okay, young man, listen to my instructions and do not make a mistake. You are to keep your legs crossed. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
You are to put both of your hands palms down, straight out in front of you. Push yourself up to a kneeling position. I said, keep your legs crossed!
I'm sorry.
I didn't say this in conversation. Put your hand! Hands up in the air! You do that again, we're shooting you. Do you understand?
Please do not shoot me.
Then listen to my instructions.
I'm trying to just do what you
Don't talk! Listen! Hands straight up in the air. Do not put your hands down for any reason. You think you're going to fall, you better fall on your face. Your hands go back in the small of your back or down. We are going to shoot you. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Crawl towards me. Crawl towards me!
Officers trained AR-15s on both of them. Portillo was detained without incident, but Shaver, appearing disoriented and unsteady, struggled to follow Langley's confusing and aggressive instructions, ordered to lie face down, cross his legs, uncross them, and crawl toward the officers. Shaver sobbed and begged for his life. "Please don't shoot me," he repeated.
Don't talk! Listen! Hands straight up in the air. Do not put your hands down for any reason. You think you're going to fall, you better fall on your face. Your hands go back in the small of your back or down. We are going to shoot you. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Crawl towards me. Crawl towards me!
Yes, sir.
Don't go! Get up on him. Okay, hold on him. One with me. Key card. Sam 8199.
Shaver was unarmed. The rifle in question turned out to be a pellet gun, left untouched in his room. Later, toxicology reports showed Shaver was intoxicated, which may explain his disoriented behavior during the ordeal. Brailsford was charged with second-degree murder and manslaughter, but was acquitted in 2017. Afterward, he was quietly rehired by the Mesa Police Department long enough to apply for medical retirement, citing PTSD from the shooting. He now receives a monthly pension.
Shot an unarmed man while on duty. He went on trial for murder. He was acquitted, but disgraced and fired from the force. At least, that's what the public was told. Now the ABC 15 investigators are on.
Shaver's widow, Lainey Sweet, and his parents fought for the release of police body cam footage. Initial clips released before the trial were heavily redacted. The full unedited video showing Shaver's sobbing and begging for his life moments before being shot wasn't made public until after Brailsford's acquittal. The footage shocked viewers and renewed public anger over lack of accountability.
You hear it right there, calling for justice after a man is shot and killed by a Mesa police officer 2 years ago. This was the scene yesterday in downtown Mesa as people gathered to...
In 2021, Shaver's parents settled with the city of Mesa for $1.5 million. In 2022, Sweet accepted an $8 million settlement after initially seeking $75 million. Despite the legal resolutions, no officer was ever held accountable for Daniel Shaver's death.
Year, all so he could walk away with a monthly check for life. I'm investigator Melissa Blasius, seeking answers from city leaders.
And a decision was made by a board.
Right. If this made you pause, don't scroll past, drop a comment, subscribe, and share it with someone who still calls it just doing their job. These aren't stories to forget, they're reminders of what happens when no one speaks up.